Skeptic Podcast with a special New Year's episode with my good friend Indigo Angel. And I'm really proud of her because today we're going to be talking about the release of her new book, which it took her a long time to write, and, she put a lot of hard work and dedication into it. So, but like, we thought what would be cool was like to kind of go into like Stargates, like where they're at, how you can access them, what you need to do to access them, like all we're gonna break down Stargates from like every angle, and she's perfect to do it because she really knows all about Stargates. And a little bit more about my guest. Indigo Angel is a spiritual researcher, author, and consciousness explorer focused on interdimensional realities, Stargates, and humanity's connection to higher cosmic alliances. She's also a cosmic grid worker. She's also known for her deep investigative approach into esoteric knowledge, ancient technologies, and the unseen structures influencing Earth's spiritual evolution. Through years of independent research and intuitive exploration, Indigo has developed a body of work centered on Guardian Alliance, a collective higher dimensional beings and guardians tasked with maintaining balance across timelines, planetary grids, and Stargate systems. Her work bridges ancient wisdom with modern disclosure, offering insight into how cosmic gatekeeping, dimensional travel, and soul sovereign intersect in current events. And she's the author of the upcoming book, The Guardian Alliance, which explores Stargates, interdimensional guardians, and humanity's role with a larger galactic framework. And we're going to talk about that today. And with all that said, I'd like to give her a big warm welcome back to the show. Indy, thanks so much for coming back on, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Rob, and Happy New Year to everyone watching. I'm so excited. This is such an awesome timeline that we're in right now, transitioning from 2025 to 2026. So, yeah, it's amazing. I am dropping my pre-order for my new book that is coming out. The official launch is going to be on 2/2/2/26. Um, and the pre-order is out tonight, so I'm just so excited. It's been a long time coming, and it still feels like it's a long time coming, but I'm finally happy to be able to offer the pre-order to everyone. So it's just amazing. I think I've already had 7 pre-orders come in today, and I'm hoping to get to 100 by the time it actually launches. So
Oh,
yeah, it's exciting. This is like 10 years in the making. It's just something I've been working on for so long. So yeah, it's long anticipated and long overdue. That's for sure.
perfect for 2026 as we're going into a new year, you know what I mean? New things and like, yeah, I think it's kind of fitting for like the drop of the new year and stuff.
It's so fitting because so much of the book is structured around like specific timelines. Even as I was writing it really all through 2025, I was getting so much future prophecy and future cycles that were going to be going like in, on, and through up to 12,000 Common Era. So one of the major things that I got from my contact with the Guardian Alliance was that Earth was currently in a quarantine, that we were entering into a planetary stabilization quarantine from 2025 to 2044. So 2026 is very significant because this is going to be the first full operational year of the Earth quarantine being enforced. Not necessarily being like, enforced in a militarized type of way, but that a lot of the initiations, kind of the locking initiations started in 2025, but now 2026 is where it starts to become more visible in some ways. And a lot of the false timelines are starting to lose structure and support. And just so much is going to happen within all of this. I've kind of have actually a little bit of like a 2026 breakdown of some of the things that I think is going to continue to occur through that. But yeah, quarantine's been placed on Earth because we're going through such a rehabilitation cycle. So much is getting cleansed out through Guardian Stargates, regular planetary Stargates, and even sacred sites like Shambhala sites and the 12D Earth Shield as well. And this was something that I actually talked about in my Venezuelan update was a part of the Guardian mission is to safeguard those 12D shields on the planet. And I think one of those is actually located in Venezuela. So everywhere on the earth that there's like contention and pressure and wartime being allocated in the 3D, there is a galactic war that plays out underneath it, a cosmic war, and a Stargate war, essentially, a quantum war. So I like to kind of like peel back the layer of the 3D timeline and then get into, what's the galactic framework that's underneath that. And usually it's about purging, cleansing, starting new timeline shifts and recycles. Um, organic versus artificial timelines and the guardians coming in to actually hold grids and stabilize those fields. So, yeah,
You know what I
2026
just
is going to
noticed?
be a big year for all that.
I had to tell you, I noticed your statue behind you. That's a beautiful statue. I don't think I
Oh,
noticed that
thank
before.
you. Yeah. Well, I just actually got this not too long ago. I did a lot of traveling in Rome. I went to the Gardens of Tivoli, and it actually my visit to Rome was where, I actually got inspired to buy the house that I'm in now because there's like a lot of I have a pool, I have a salt pool, and I call it my water garden. I consider myself to be a water keeper. And I have like lots of fountains in my backyard and things like this. So I don't know, I'm just very called to the art. This goddess behind me is actually a nymph spirit. She's a spring nymph spirit. Um, so yeah, she came to me with an angel, with like came in with an angel spirit, basically. So
That's cool.
I couldn't deny her. Yeah, she wanted to show up in the videos, so
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's fitting, you know. Yeah. So let's break down the Stargates. So, like, what do we need to know about Stargates? Where are most of them? They're all throughout the world, I'm guessing, right? But like, can people access them? And like, what would people need to do? Like, I'm sure you heard the famous story about Jerry Wills. Like where he went to like Machu Picchu, I believe, or somewhere, and he
Mm.
went through a gate, and he ended up in like some other dimension or realm, like. That's a kind of like a famous Stargate story that I can just think of off the top of my head. But like, where are they? Where are they located? What do we need to know about Stargates?
So yeah, there's so much to know about Stargates. They're located all over the world. I mean, we have the regular universal Stargate system that I call it the regular one. Um, some of them double as chakra systems, but also Stargates. But, we have a clear template for the 12 universal Stargate systems that were channeled through the Amenti planetary gate map system. Um, and that, so all of those is kind of like what I go by is those 12 intentional locations where I do feel they are, exceptionally the most universal. And this is where most of the traffic is coming in and out in terms of extraterrestrial and galactic, um, entry and exit points and just the technology that's being used there. And then also like the organic crystalline matrices and the holy divine matrices, they function through those 12 main gate systems. And I have my map too, if you want me to
Yeah.
pull any of that up.
Let me give you screen share abilities.
Okay.
Wait, how do I do? Wait, how do I do that? I go to more.
I just
Uh,
sent a request.
oh, right.
Everything requires requests tonight, but that's okay. Yeah. So I have just give me one second here. You can you see everything okay?
Yeah, I can see everything.
Okay. So just tuning in here, looking at the chat. Okay. Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. And just a reminder, guys, I'll be going live at 9 p.m. Eastern. Again, we're gonna have a little. I'm gonna have a little New Year's bash, and Missy's gonna be in that one. Missy Hill and Stone Hobbit will be there, and it's gonna be yeah. And I can't believe. And Rumble actually sent out a notification for our show, so I'm happy about that. Like, but
Hmm.
YouTube did not. YouTube did not send out a notification, so. That's what I have to deal with. But anyway, this is going to be a good show. It's already been a good show, but I mean, because it's a big day. It's the release of your book, so this is
Yeah, and do we have a link to that maybe in the description? So,
it's in
I
the
mean,
description. Yeah,
yeah,
I
so if
put it
anyone
in
wants to be set up on the list to receive the book as it drops, like that's free. It's a free notification. People can just plug their name in and their email and they'll get notified when the book is dropped. But if you actually want to pre-order the book, um, I am giving like a huge discount for this pre-order because once it comes out on 2/22, the price is going to go up on the book. So you actually want to pre-order it. It's going to save you a ton of money. So um yeah, but I think
tell them why. Tell them how big the book is. Like
yeah,
tell them how
let me
many
just switch
pages are in
over
the
here.
book.
So this is my landing page for the book and essentially it's over 840 pages. It's like basically a textbook for gridwork technology, gridwork sciences, everything Guardian Alliance. Um, it's a complete codex. It's essentially is being released when the planetary conditions are ready, and it is emerging through the Guardian rehabilitation window of 2025 to 2024, 2044. So it's a period of acceleration and restoration. Um, but yeah, this is my cover that I designed, and I was kind of downloaded this particular Guardian Alliance seal. And really, there's kind of like five major orders that come through with the Guardian Alliance. That is the Order of the Swan, the Order of the Dove, the Order of the Rose, the Order of the Lion, and the Order of the Eternal Flame, both masculine and feminine, represented by the Alacia flame and also the Elion flame, which are like the original primal creation orders in the flame realm. Um, but yeah, you can read about it here if you have the link. If you put that in the description, everyone can check it out. It, kind of talks about me, where I live, how I'm kind of residing out of SS2. Speaking of Stargates, SS2, which is the main corridor uh, in Sarasota, Florida, but it really kind of branches all the way, through the Gulf of America, you could say. Um, and it is really what I call the blue diamond corridors. We have blue diamond architecture here and a lot of blue diamond passageways. I can talk about that more when we get, into the SS2 area, but I call them SS2. I mean, some people might say SG for a Stargate. It makes sense, but I say SS because Stargate site, because it's not just a gate system, it's really like a whole site, and it actually governs a huge portion of the land continent. Um, so yeah, this is all going to be in the book. Stargate Science is going to be in the book. Everything regarding the Guardian Alliance is going to be in the book. Who they are, where they came from, what they're about, what their mission is. Um, yeah, over 800 pages, advanced gridwork technology, foundation principles to expert levels, complete planetary Stargate system and solar sun disk networks, the golden light cities and the dove light grid, and all of the holy divine blueprints. All of the suppressed truth of Atlantis, Lemuria, Mu, and planetary cataclysms, the rehabilitation of the Earth's mother grid, practical ascension technologies and field-tested spiritual science, Guardian transmissions from Venus and the Mintalkan Council headquarters of the Guardian Alliance. I speak about the Guardian rehabilitation window of 2025 to 2044 and all future Earth timelines extending into 12,000 CE. So it's a historical record is what this is. It's a living codex. I was visited by beings from headquarters in Mintaka that transmitted this information to me directly. I had multiple transdimensional sessions with them that came through. And you'll be floored when you read the transmission records, to be honest. Um, so much information came through about things that I never even knew existed until, having communion with them, particularly the Venusian satellites that are in the plasma cloud fields monitoring Earth's core and things like this. So there's a lot that the GA does to keep order, in our divine universe. But having said it, it's not an organization per se, it's a consciousness. It's a frequency. It's a divine frequency, basically, is what the GA is. So it's not even though there are particular nations that keep substantial records and, you know, issue decrees and orders, and they um, keep the defense systems and the rehabilitation systems of the planet alive. They don't really intervene with like divine will. Um, it's very sovereign, and it's very aligned to the Christos Sophia mission on the planet, in the purest form. And I talked about that on my channel. Essentially, I went into like full detail of who the Guardian Alliance was. But yeah, so you can be notified here for the launch, or you can essentially pre-order it now. Um, so this is for the collector grade hardback, basically. But yeah, so I mean, it's extensive. It's hard to really define it all in one show type of thing. But this is essentially my Stargate map. So yeah, this is SS1. So South Pole, Stargate, Antarctica. Um, this is the it's one of the main ones that the GA does come in and out and through and regulate ultimately, is Haley South Pole. It was originally kind of monitored by the Theta Orion Stargate system. Um, but it has like transferred like a lot of the records over to the Mintaka and headquarters. And essentially it's a time passage, it's a parallel time passage area, and it's basically the in terms of Guardian installation with SS1, it regulates all time-based architecture on Earth. Because you can't ultimately access every single time zone on the planet from that Stargate system. So
We have a question from the chat. This is from Hope 5069. She says, "What does the red star mean?" And she says she's living in Morocco.
the red star.
Right here. Look at my map.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple red stars.
Yeah, there's a lot. I'll be honest with you, I charted this Stargate map probably like 7 years ago, so I'm a little rusty. I have to click on things to remember what they are specifically. Everything that's this one, the green star is the universal Stargate system. The red stars, I can't exactly remember what I did red there with those ones.
Well, I'm looking at
Um,
the places. They're like the Himalayas, St. Michael's Cathedral, or yeah.
yeah, that one was St. Michael's. Yeah, that one was. It was the Strait of Gibraltar. I think I charted that as like a secondary Stargate. So, or just like an energy vortex per se. Just because there's a star there doesn't mean it's like a documented Stargate. This is kind of like my map that I kind of like, put things on to like look at things and kind of experiment with things. But I think I put it on there for a particular reason when I was charting this. But
Question: when you look into the Middle East and like what's going on there, it seemed like the United States wanted to have control over that Stargate that was in Iraq, like, or maybe that Stargate stretches from Iraq to Iran, Persia, or whatever. Like, what was so special about that Stargate that they wanted to have control, or don't we know? Or would you if you had to get, or you know what I mean?
we're talking about SS10 and the relocation of that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, yeah. Well, the do I
yeah.
have SS10 charted here? I don't know if I put that one on here. Yeah, I mean, I can throw it on.
It would be in Baghdad, right? Or like Iraq.
No, it's in Abadan, Iran. Oh, I did put it on here. So yeah, Abadan Stargate. Um, yeah, that's the current location of SS10. Now, this is what I gathered through the Alliance was that um originally SS10 was Temple Mount.
Yeah.
And SS10 technically still is the Temple Mount. It is interlinked with Lyra and the Vega system. Okay. But what happened, of course, is that's the epicenter where the Draco invasion descended upon Earth, basically. It descended at the Temple Mount. So this houses now Black Heart virus architecture. It's comprised the entire planetary grid, as we know. It's basically weakened the whole geopolitical sphere of the planet, the spiritual sphere of the planet. The current SS-10 in Abadan, this is governed by the Sumerian Draconic Empire. So this one is governed by the whole Draco zone, basically. It's governed by uh, Qatar, Iraq, Bahrain, Dubai, Kuwait, ancient Uruk, the original Sumerian locations, functions as the core command center of the Draco Hive. I mean, that is the current SS-10. Now, if you get into some of Ashayana's stuff with this, SS-10 actually directly links up into a black sun or an internal black hole wormhole system and is ripped open into like the Wisa system, which is like that fallen galactic underworld realm where the Draco beings are coming up in and out of basically into this planet. How they got into the planet, I mean, that's the description of it basically.
Yeah.
So it's ongoing reclamation attempts by the Guardian forces that are underway to try to stabilize the skate system. I haven't gotten any word that that is happening at all, but I do know that it was forcibly relocated from Temple Mount and also Mount Herman as well. And this is how that whole Nephilim coming down, it was the original Stargate hijack. It was actually what happened at Mount Herman was the original Draco Hydra Wars. Um, this is some of the pre-wars before even like the Lyran Wars happened, because there was like this whole council of angelic spirits that came to this planet. Like 12 primordial, particularly feminine councils from feminine star systems that came in and they created the universal tree of life. They essentially created the race morphogenetic field on this planet in the pre-matter form, basically. And then, once they had formed these structures and created the Stargates, that was when the invasion hijack came in, and the first location in the 3D Earth sphere that this occurred was at Mount Herman. So, I mean, that's the original Force Breeder program, you know, all of it. So it's a lot. It's a lot. All of our history really truly is held, within that whole area. It's really held within this whole region,
Yeah.
just as it goes back biblically and as it goes back, it's all here.
Yeah, and for
Um,
people that aren't aware, like, would you say that like every Stargate is like an energetic portal, and can people access? Can we access them, or are they shut off by the Draco, or do you have to have special like skills to like access them, or like what would you say to that?
no, all beings can, well, I mean, I take that back because if someone's not conscious of energy, they're not conscious of the stargates, they're not conscious of Earth as a living, being,
Yeah,
as an eternal mother, they're not even going to know that they exist. They just simply are going to walk by, they literally walk by it like it was like a 7-Eleven or something, so no, not everybody can access them. Star seeds can access them. People who have had their 12th dimensional light body blueprint turned on can access them. There's no like particular qualifications I could say, but I will say that you're not typically led to work with them unless you have taken on Guardian mission contracts.
yeah,
Because there are different sets of mission types that you'll take on. I feel like you are kind of ran through initiations that would authorize you to be like a Stargate encoder. Are you on a personal mission? Are you working on a mission that they've pulled you in for? I don't think people typically get pulled in to do things on Stargates just to like mess around with them. You if you're actually getting pulled in for something that is to do some sort of planetary deep correction, inner Earth gate correction work, like you have to be well informed, and you will be initiated appropriately to gain access. But um, you can go to them, though. Anybody can go to them and heal with them and work with the energy and integrate the codes and upgrade their light body. It's just that there's different levels of how far somebody would go with actually, truly accessing them. Most people cannot see stargates. They can just kind of feel it a little bit.
yeah.
I can see stargates. I can actually holographically see them.
Wow.
So I that's how I've gotten a lot of this information is I've flown around many locations around the world and I've studied the mechanics of them. Every single Stargate is different. Every single Stargate has a different, I guess you could say, mechanical operation and how it functions, a different way that it is situated inside of the Earth. Um, Typically, they're plasma vortexes. They're time portals that link into multiple other harmonic universes. Typically, they govern 1D harmonic universe all the way to the 5D harmonic universe. Um, they're internal structures, and there are also outer structures to them. And they are basically conduits to celestial energy. They're conduits to star systems. And they have the seed codes. They have the imprinted celestial genetic memory and all the galactic ascension templates of the planet. They're basically the Earth's immune system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so, of course they are protected in a sense. Like they don't want people, to hijack or misuse them.
More of the Draco hijacked some of them, or like the Grays?
Yes, yes. According to the Guardian Alliance, 5 out of the 12 universal star gates on the planet are completely taken over and hijacked.
Wow.
Um, SS10 obviously is at the apex of that, but also Sarasota as well. Unfortunately, this one is considered a hijacked Stargate system.
Wow.
Um, has a lot of draconian infiltration in this one. Yeah, SS2 here in Star Sulfur. But again, they govern a wide range. This really governs like the bulk of the Gulf, all the way up to South Carolina. And really, I feel like impacts even the greater United States, like up into these regions as well.
Yeah.
Um, SS2 is in its core function, it's for feminine healing. It is a feminine Stargate, SS2. It is a sacred water Stargate. It connects to the inner Earth passageways. It connects to the Venusian harmonics and the Venusian inner Earth realms. There's Venusian passageways at SS2. It connects to Andromeda, connects to Hydra. It's a divine mother portal. It holds all of the Lemurian resurrection keys, so it's very much a Lemurian gateway to the inner Earth. Um, it is also connected to like Mar-a-Lago and like the Ark of the Covenant. Things like this we've connected in there. And when I say this one's been taken over, is that there's just been like a lot of Metatronic reversals and overlays over this one. And possible temporary relocations as well. This being relocated to other areas. So, there's a lot with that. The Bermuda Triangle also is one that's considered to be taken over. This one, yes, Atlantis. Yeah, this one's connected to all the angelic wormhole technology, AI architecture, soul entrapment grids. I mean, this one's very, there's a lot going on here. Now, what I think is happening with Venezuela, let's talk about that because I think it's significant, but I think that, between SS2 and SS3, that this is running kind of a magnetic vortex down into this area. Again, it influences a lot of area. So I think that there's been some magnetic activation, vortex pull from, those Atlantean codes there in the Bermuda, because I mean, really the Bermuda holds all of the collapse of the wormhole. It connects into the death seals, basically, the death seals that are in the planet. Um, it also, I feel, somehow connects into like artificial alignments with the magnetic pole, and it interfaces with all the abused Atlantean crystal technology. So, you know, like I said, we're going into 2026, we're going into that quarantine zone. It's about restabilization. So I think a lot of that energy has to get purged. But speaking of Venezuela, so these locations here, Tepe, Guyana, the Guyana Shield, this is very significant, this Guyana Shield, down in Venezuela. So Venezuela, Rob, has like all these really sacred sites. People may not realize that's why that, you know, war is going on there, is because all these sacred sites here are basically protecting the Amazon rainforest. Um, but the Guyana Shield, and specifically, I do believe that that is considered a universal tree of life. Um, yeah, according to the ancient indigenous codes there. Yeah, this is the strongest ancient earth zone in Venezuela. And if you look at it, it's really interesting. It actually does look like a 12D shield. I think it's over here. Yeah, and it's on this border zone here with Guyana. It's a high contention zone, so it's definitely here protecting something. This Mount Roraima, this whole platform. This is the Guyana Shield here. But this is protecting actually a tree of life. There's like this is what the ancients call it that are there. They call it the Atana or the Wahari Kawai, the tree of life.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a part of the Piaro tradition. And it has something to do with the locusts as well. Like the locusts keep coming up with this. And I feel like this is something that has to do with the 2026 prophecy as well, because you know how we have the whole Islamification agenda going on? Well, they're supposed to be considered the locusts. The way that locusts come in, they come in cycles and generations. And they come in and they take over and they take over and they take over. So it's really it's interesting. There's like a locust uh I guess you could say prophecy with this particular tree of life.
Wow.
Um, but I think it represents untouched sovereignty, resilience. But it is connected to the coastal pressures of everything that's going on there with all of the wartime boats getting blown out of the water and stuff like this, over fentanyl and supposedly oil, but really we don't want Venezuelans oil because it contains too much sulfur. It's too hard to process. So that's a false flag basically with that one.
What do you think? There's like human trafficking going on, and and underground bases, alien bases, and stuff like that with the gray.
100%. 100%. Um, between Venezuela, the Tren de Aragua, and the leftist liberation parties of Colombia, they govern all of this with child, you know what, and human,
Yeah.
you know what, um, all the way up through Panama City and up through Costa Rica, which where I was telling you they were having all the grays down there, and they were, you know, I think there's a huge gray Zeta human something going on in Costa Rica because there's a lot that they can get away with on both sides of the water between the Caribbean, and even the passageways, and the contention with China. And it's interesting because China's setting up not only through Costa Rica and through the canals that they're warring over, but they're also setting up in these areas in the Caribbean where they're creating these outposts. And we know that China is like basically it's another faction of Draco. It's the Orion Draco, They got
Yeah.
Zion China, which is another Stargate. Okay. Over in China. Go back to my Stargate map.
Does that connect through a ley line or something? I'm wondering, maybe.
Well, yeah, definitely. Probably this one here.
Yeah, that
Well, this is
ley line
Zion,
goes
China.
through.
This is the
Yeah.
Zion Stargate in China. So this is the official planetary Orion Stargate in China. This is why I'm always saying China, Orion, you know. But not all the beings coming in and out are necessarily, you know, negative beings in the Orion system, but the negative beings do use that gate system. That particular Stargate, Orion 6-8, okay. Yeah, this one, it's another one of the fallen gates. Yeah, so this is a distorted gate. This one is really blanketed by AI technology. So this, like, how they're running 6G out of China,
Yeah.
surveillance fields, all the patriarchal overlays. It's technocratic experimentation. They got direct links into the Rigelian system, you know, basically autonomous AI systems. Like, how we talked about AI with Carrie Cassidy, and she's talking about how these galactic systems basically develop their AI, right, to they develop the AI to get off their worlds, but they also develop the AI to govern worlds so then they can leave their host worlds and then stay and monitor their systems. And I think that's what's happening in Rigel. And I think they're using, SS8 to um expose that and keep that infrastructure somehow still, tied and tapped into Earth, basically. But there's a lot of deprogramming that has to happen at the Orion gate system in China. A lot of black cube transmissions are going on there. So,
We
yeah.
got a question from the audience. This is from Anchor Haven, and she says, "What does Indy know about the Stargates in Rome? Do they tie into this? Because like Rome's a big place, right? Or for like criminal, like the Vatican and like what they're doing underneath the Vatican and all that, and like so I can imagine their Stargate would be somewhat active.
Now Rome was originally a heart chakra vortice. It's a 5D reversal Stargate, basically. Um, but and that's just because it's taken over. There's a lot. See, now if we zoom into Rome, we have to zoom way into Rome. But Rome is like booby trapped like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it's just it's a necropolis. It's a cemetery. I don't know if you know that, but Rome is built on a bag of bones, basically.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's an entirely Oh, I don't know if I'm Oh wait. Oh, Vatican City. Okay, I'm like, what am I looking at? Yeah, Vatican City's over here. You see this star? This is, I can't remember what that was, but that's like a whole like vortex here. What is that location? Pont something. Pontic. I'm seeing if it tells me when I get zooming into it. But yeah, there's underground tunnels from this point. I think this is where the Archangel Michael statue is on top of here, actually. Yeah, there's a huge Archangel Michael stat. Ooh, I just got chills and like all this like energy that just went through my sacral chakra. So either someone watching is like feeling that, they just got a jolt, or yeah, but so there's definitely underground tunnels that, go in over to the Vatican. This is basically like a big key here. Um, and there's a lot of like, man, just there's so much energy coming out of this as I even tune into it. It's literally like a smoking gun, like all the time. Rome is all about decapitation. They work through soul entrapment. They decapitate everybody, everything, public execution. This is how they harness the goddess energy there. Rome is basically built on a dragon. Like the Vatica, that's how they got its name, the Vatica. It was like an ancient, you know, dragon, and I feel this is why I say originally it was a 5D heart pulse, because what
Yeah.
I think this is it's built on the original ley line bone structure of Tiamat. So they just basically tapped off of her blood, literally her blood. And then they fed the dragon to keep her shut up. They went around decapitating all the females' heads, and then they shoved them in, this dungeon, basically, and the necropolis, and then like literally there's cemeteries all around here. I think this whole thing is a cemetery, like baby skulls, everything. And on top of it, there's a lot of sexual, satanic ritual, blood abuse that happens there. And so it's a lot of satanic black magic, probably the worst that you could ever imagine. So I really don't even like tapping into this location that much anymore, even though I went there and did a grid work mission there. I prefer to I already did what I did, but the consequences, you could say, for working on this on a grid worker level, it can be pretty extreme because the demons there are very strong. They're strong demons. They're demons that have high level infiltration power.
Wow.
And not just for you. I mean, if they infect you, they're gonna mess with your kin, your family, your children. They don't stop. They don't stop until they've weakened you and have taken as much as they can from you, basically, type of thing. So yeah, the toxic, you know, Luciferian. Well, it's because it's what it's tapped into on a greater level, like the whole Archangel Michael ley line. Like people may not realize, but that whole ley line, like it runs through the Vatican.
Wow.
So I mean. And really, the biggest Archangel Michael statue that is like on the planet, like is right at the center of that, ley line. So all of this is going down to SS10. SS10, where they originally, hijacked that major Stargate vortex, basically. So yeah, I mean, there's so much history, right? Like it really is a lot. It's interesting how we're covering the hijack Stargates right now. I didn't think that that was going to come through, but I think apparently for 2026, it's important that we are aware. We are aware of this information because, you know, a lot's transitioning in 2026. Like we're entering into the quarantine. Um, we're going to be really stabilizing a lot this year. So I think in terms of grid workers have to work on stabilizing. They have to work on, um, for one, working on their nervous system. One of the messages that I got for 2026 is that it's not a year of like the spiritual for 2026, it's the year of the body. So the body has to repair a lot in 2026. The physical structures have to repair. So stabilization means about stabilizing the physical. Um, so we have to, what's going to repair through 2026, it's going to be about rebuilding the nervous system, not only in the Stargate systems as well. The Stargate systems are a part of the nervous system of the planet, right? So from a Stargate level all the way to our physical bodies. It's also going to be about connecting and communicating with the waters because a lot's happening over the waters. We got everything going on over water, like this war in Venezuela. It's all happening over the Caribbean, affecting the dolphins, the whales, everybody, everything, basically. So water is really huge right now. Floods are really huge for the transition of 2025 to 2026. You had the Ebo Noah, the acclaimed, reincarnation of Jesus building all of the boats. We had the massive floods that happened in Washington. Nobody even like covered this. I don't know, but there was like massive floods. So floods are really, really big going into 2026. Um, we have to translate a lot of the confusion. We're going to come out of a time of confusion where we start to reorient. Now we're going to have to reorient ourselves from confusion because, like, we've had all the fraud, through the Trump administration getting exposed, Minnesota, the Dearborn, Michigan. Like, there's a lot of things, a lot of darkness that's come up. So now we have to reorient ourselves to come out of a time of things being really confusing, and then we have to disengage from the savior narrative in some ways, even though that's also being reactivated through the Christos activation and alignment through 2026, because that's actually like an eternal cosmic alignment that has to do with multiple billions of galaxies, not just, what's happening here. So
Yeah, I love it. I just wanted to say we got a nice, decent crowd. We got like over 60 people watching on YouTube, and then we got I don't know how many on Rumble. That's so that's really cool. Like, um, yeah. So
yeah, let's go. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, everyone. If you have any questions for Andy, put them in the chat. But what I want to do is I want to really promote her book because she spent a lot of time making
Mm-hmm.
it, working on it, and you can pre-order it now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a basically like a library. It's like a galactic library. It's like a you want to tell them about it, like.
Yeah, it's an 800 page volume, over 800 pages. It's a textbook. If you want to learn anything about the Guardian Alliance, if you want to learn anything about gridwork sciences and technology from a foundational level to expert, if you want to learn about planetary Stargate systems, the solar sun disk networks, if you want to learn about the golden light cities, all of the holy divine light matrices, what the Guardian Alliance represents, it's everything, all of the truth about Atlantis, Lemuria, Mu, planetary cataclysms, uh, all Guardian transmissions for what's going to happen in our current time cycles out to 2044, um, the rehabilitation window, the future Earth timelines, new Earth. It's basically a manual. It's a historical record. It's a living codex. It's a mission document for the new Earth era. It's huge. It's huge. So I mean, there's so much in it. I can't really even speak it into words. It would take me and Rob probably a whole year of doing a show every single day to get through every piece of it. Um, it's well worth it. It's full color. What's offered in the pre-order here is the it I'm sorry, it's the what's it called? The I'm looking for the word. It's the collector grade. Sorry, the collector grade. So that's what's being offered for the pre-order is full collector grade hardback. Of course, I am going to have soft cover and Kindle available on 222. But right now you can pre-order the collector grade hardback. So
Yeah, and you probably
yeah,
want that collector grade hardback guy. That's cool. Yeah. Oh, Ryushin's
yes.
in the chat. Hey, Ryushin, Happy New Year's, dude. He,
Happy New Year. Yeah, he said hello to me earlier on X. You guys can follow me on X as well, Indigo Angel underscore 222. I love
um,
X.
he was talking about. He said the racetrack lights. He said I got to let you know the racetrack lights have been showing up all over the world for the past week. I wonder what that is. Do you think that's like gray or reptilian?
Race lights?
They're like racetrack lights, so they're like UFOs, but they're like they go in like a
Mm,
racetrack. You know what I mean?
yeah. Mm, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're always coming in and out, right? Do you feel that they're activated? I guess I need more context behind it. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Yeah. Oh yeah, you guys can ask questions. Like if you guys want to put your questions in the chat, put your questions in the chat for Indy, and we'll take your questions. We still have some time, and then anybody that wants a link for the show at 9 o'clock Eastern, we'll probably start a little bit after 9 o'clock Eastern because I don't know, it's gonna be hard to get the link out to all these people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's going to be exciting though. That's going to be a good 2026. Let's go. What are you going to talk about New Year's resolutions? What's your New Year's resolution,
I'm just
Rob?
gonna let people come on and talk about whatever they want, but like, my New Year's resolution is to get in shape and be healthy again. And I started today, like, like I eating better, eating right, you know what I mean? And that's gonna be mostly plant-based. I mean, like, I'm gonna still eat meat, but like I'm like my protein shakes are like vegan protein because like it's a better form of protein. And then I'm gonna be working out a lot. So by the time summer comes and like it's time for me to go to any conferences or anything, I'm gonna be in a lot better form of myself. Like kind of like how I was if people saw pictures of me in 2018 when I was in like really good shape. Like that's what I'm like fitting to do here is like
Mm.
that's my biggest New Year's resolution. Yeah, that and to quit cigarettes again because I wish I would have never started cigarettes again. Like that is my worst. I hate them, but like I like at the same time I always want one. I'm not always, but like I get the cravings for one. So like I really and Derek said no arguing on tonight's stream for yeah, we're not gonna let
I
anybody
just seen
argue
that.
tonight.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, everyone get along, behave yourselves. You can't bring that energy into 2026. We gotta share the love. Be dr- be drunk on love, not literally drunk, but you know what I mean, like energy. Drunk on the energy.
Hell yeah, yeah. It's gonna be. I think 2026 is gonna be what we thought of 2025. Like I thought 2025 was gonna be like a massive breakout year for a lot of us, but like it ended up being a lot of turmoil and like confusion and craziness and like the Mercury retrograde at the end of the year didn't help. That Mercury retrograde was so rough. Like a lot of things got exposed during that Mercury retrograde. Like
Mm.
friendships, business partnerships, relationships, everybody was kind of coming at odds. And so I really do, like when people say there's a full moon or there's a Mercury retrograde when the planets are in Mercury retrograde, I truly believe it does affect the people here. Like I feel like it has, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It does. It does. Yeah, it definitely does. I think it should be everybody's New Year resolution to purge the reptilian body within them.
Yeah, really, right?
Just like, just get more connected to your humility. I mean, that's really all it's about. Just being humble and gentle and kind and you
Well, you
know.
can be that, but you gotta have discernment too, and like you gotta be strong too, and you gotta like you can't take shit from people, right? Because like there's like you talk about the invasion that's going on. Like the men in our world have to like be ready to stand up to that. Like I think the men in our
Yeah.
world have to be ready to fight at all times, like against any because there's a lot of like turmoil, but at the same time you can be humble and you can be nice and you can be like you said to people. You have to find that balance.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a delicate dance. That's for sure. Good point. It's like knowing when to use I guess the protective side of you when necessary against people that are unconscious in a sense when they're using those weapons against you, right? Like if someone's just going to openly, you know, be cruel and unkind and unhumble and take without consideration and just be, nasty person. Like, yeah, you can't stand for those types of things. You definitely have to stand and protect. And like you said, you were taking it to a whole other global level there with like war and things like this. But what I was seeing, honestly, Rob, with that is that a lot of the war cycles are going to actually calm down in 2026. I was seeing like on a geopolitical level, 2026 is not global war escalation. It's not even going to be a lot of mass disclosure. I feel like that's going to come a little bit later.
Yeah.
Like things are gonna, I don't know. What I'm seeing is that things will actually calm down somewhat in the cycle, but we're still gonna have a lot of exposure of false authority and incompetence. I think we're still gonna have a lot of the non-human influence that's happening, like the reptilian influence, all these things. Military as well, experiencing more internal fracture. I think that's going to continue to play out because that's where the negative, like dark reptilian Draco leagues, that's where they play out. They play out in these like parallel military realities. They play out in like black operations and where they have uh like dark militaries, right? That's how all of that human stuff is going on down in Venezuela to the Colombia to Mexico, is because there's like parallel militaries, like dark military fleets, So I think a lot of stuff like that is gonna get, pushed up in 2026. That what is happening in the underground, what's happening in the super shadow and the black markets, like that's going to continue to get purged and cleansed because there is a guardian alignment. When I go back to the guardians, I have to go back to that because that's like I'm a representative, like I'm an emissary of this. So I get told things on that higher level that show me that they're working strategically within certain sites that come to stabilize the infrastructure of the organic template. So that way those purges can happen when they're necessary, basically. So yeah, honestly, I think we're going to stabilize more. 2026 is about stabilization. Just trust me. Trust me on this. Like you're about to stabilize. Your resolution is to go vegan as much as possible and,
Well,
you know,
I'm gonna eat
or
something, but
vegetarian.
yeah, I'm gonna be like try to be just healthy. I want to be a lot healthier. Like I just want to,
But
that's
that's going to stabilize you.
yeah,
That's gonna like make your body, and this is about going back to the body. 2026 is about going back to the body. I
yeah.
mean, even for me too, I just had my gallbladder removed for crying out loud. I have to come back to my body for for some time. I have to stabilize. So I think that's a lot of us went through a major health crisis in 2025. Our whole community had upshifts. We had a lot of deaths, a lot of people passing away. A lot of like people that were really on the edge when it came to their health. Um, yeah.
It definitely was a bad year for people dying. Yeah, James and Renetta both passed away. And some older people in the community as well. But I mean, James and Renetta were only 45 years old. They both were 45. It's yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I had my marker highlighted over Montsouris, France. I believe that is Stargate 11. Yeah, or I'm sorry, that is the Vale of Pusey. That's South England. Montsouris is the 12th one. So the Vale of Pusey is SS11. This is also another Lyran Cygnus gate system. This one is interwoven with Cathar codes, Avalon traditions, the solar line, the King Arthur, the Celtic lineages. This is one that's under threat of Draco invasion. But it is one that I do feel isn't fully like, man, this I want to say it's not fully taken down yet, but it's like barely hanging on. It's one that's barely hanging on is what I'm getting. Um, like it's like a Lyran Syrian Guardian Council with this one. Um, they're focusing here. Now this might be connected to Venezuela as well, because what I'm getting just as I tune into this psychically, that this is about shield repairing. So their shields are fractured in this area. And they're needing to repair shields basically. Basically their 12D shield is fractured.
Wow.
Um, so yeah, that's what's going on at SS11. SS12, I'm sorry, that was SS12. SS11 is up here. If I'm confusing anyone, I apologize. It's hard to get in there with all these.
Yeah, do you guys have any questions for Anchor Haven had a question. Anchor Haven, what was your question about the let me see if I can look for it and find it. Oh let me see. It was about the Stargates, and you might have to put it in again, Anchor Haven. She says here, she said, ask my Stargate question. Okay, I'm looking for it. Um, oh my God, and then it kicked me down to the bottom of the thing again. It took me to the bottom of the chat. It's like,
It's okay. Oh yeah, France. I'll just tell you. Just interrupt me when you find it. France. Yes, this one is about well, yeah, Christos Sophia codes, healing persecution memory, and it's another timeline bridge from Cathar and Essene lineages. Yeah, that's a big one. You guys know that. Yeah, that one is all about the Hieros Gamos. Um, the Mary Magdalene. Like this is the Order of the Rose, basically. This is the Order of the Rose. There's a lot of clearing of the feminine's sexual misery stuff here. That's what I'm getting, kind of tuning into that. I'm seeing like a lot of those gosh, you know what? You know the show I told you I was watching, Rob? Um, and someone introduced it to me. It was The Handmaid's Tale. It's like about the forced breeder programs.
yeah, I heard about it. Missy told me about that, I think, before. Yeah, or I thought because yeah, so you and Missy talked about it on my show, I think, right? Or no, was that
Man,
just
I'm not sure if we
Missy?
talked about it together, but yeah, it's very, you know, it's very forced breeder program for sure. Um, that's the kind of energy I feel like around the skate system. The Mary Magdalene laundry is uh, like sex slavery, basically.
Would you say like the Amish are in a forced breeder program? Do you think like or like like what do you think about that? Like
I don't know how they treat their women. I don't know. I,
it's like it's very old school. Like their women have to like basically stay in the kitchen and like cook and they clean and like they don't like or they just like they churn butter I guess and they do I don't know I don't know what they do. I used to watch this show on Discovery Channel. It was called Amish Mafia, but then I found out it was made up. It was hilarious though because I think it's fascinating how they live. But and I was thinking that's probably close to a forced breeder program. Like. I don't know, like similar, maybe. Anchor Haven wanted to ask you about. Do you know about Stargates in the sky?
hmm. Uh, well, I mean, the Stargates themselves are Stargates, right? Like the stars are the gate systems. I mean, that's what these gate systems in the Earth's grids link up to, essentially, through the race morphogenetic field and through the celestial like corridors and through the crystalline lattices of light, basically, that are in the planet. Like they would connect into the stargates in the heavens, basically. Um, Is there an intermediary Stargate between the Stargates themselves and the actual planetary gate systems? I haven't been shown that before. That would be very interesting. I do know that there are portals that go in between. Um, and honestly, there's entire heavenly holographic structures also. I mean, because from the firmament to like the first realm of heaven, it's like 700 light years or something like that.
Wow.
Um, so would there be other gate systems that are linking dimensions together? Yes. Um, and you can even access some of them on the planet. Like there are very specific known locations, like the Niagara Falls. And one of the locations in Venezuela, like flip back over to Venezuela, like Angel Falls, this place here, this place is a Shambhala portal right
Wow.
here. This would connect into one of those systems, basically.
Wow.
Let's see.
Derek wanted me to ask you about star forts. He said, "Can you speak on the importance of star forts?"
Yeah, Starforts are like insane technology. I was just zooming into Angel Falls, but yeah, hang on just a sec. Yeah, it's like if you could actually like look at pictures of this, it's insane. It's
Wait, listen to
insane.
this. Someone just pre-ordered your book in the chat. It's Karen Hansen says, "I just ordered Indy's Guardian Alliance book, so looking forward to reading it."
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Let's go, sister. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. I cannot wait. I'm a little nervous to be honest with you. Because I know when people read this, they're gonna be like, how in the heck did this happen? Yes. Star Forts. So the technology of Star Forts is just insane. How we were talking to HD the other day. She was talking about Tartaria. Well, they do like Star Forts are Tartarian technology. Um, so they're really very powerful energetic structures. They connect into the planetary grid system, but they also connect into the celestial blueprints. Um, they are, it is like architectural communication with the star systems themselves, just in architectural form. And they can be used, for an electromagnetic field for communication. They can be used for planetary control, or they can be used for planetary defense systems. The 3D humans use them for planetary defense systems. Originally, that was you know, what they were supposed to be used for. I live very close to a star fort. I live Fort Pickens. I see.
Remember,
This,
we looked them up. I have like three near me here in Pennsylvania.
yeah, I might be visiting Rob eventually because I have family up that way. And I said, well, if I come up that way, maybe we should do like a deep dive.
Yeah, that'll be
If,
fun. We'll definitely get together for sure. Like that'll be cool. We'll have to. We gotta find something good to film. You know what else is up here too?
whoa, check this out, Rob. So
Is
I
the
just,
Serpent Mound. Serpent Mound's up here too.
they
Sorry.
don't even show the star fort. What in the world? It's like off the map. That is weird. Look, do you even see it anywhere? No. It should be like here. The star fort's like not there. And I'm telling you, Rob, this oh, wait, never mind. I'm getting ahead of myself. Here it is. You can start to see the outline of it here.
Yeah.
Okay. I was about to say they took it off the map. But they're not showing all of it. There's parts of it that are missing. So that's interesting though. Um, but this is, yeah, high level technology. Um, yeah, there's a lot of information encoded in there for sure. When I go in there, I mean, you can go into the underground tunnels. You can literally go into them. You'll get
Wow.
lost because they're dark. but um, they're extraterrestrial military collaboration projects. I would say that this whole Starfort this is SSP. When you come here, you are under surveillance of like active SSP, like real military involvement, even though this is considered an old World War II, you know, dumb basically. That looks like it's closed off, but I mean I think that they're still being used. There's no way. It's just it's the structure is too there present. Um but yeah, I mean what I pick up on when I'm in them, there's a lot of electromagnetic energy inside the star fort. There's a lot of you can feel buzzing, you can feel static. Sometimes you get vertigo. Sometimes you like you just get straight downloads. Like sometimes it fractures your psychic coherence, so you actually get disassociation. I've been like confused for an hour, like time starts to pass by in strange ways. Um, you can pick up on the trauma signatures from more timelines. I mean, I've walked in some of these cell prison rooms inside the Star Forts, and I've seen like dead people just like hanging. I've picked up on rooms where bodies are just stacked. I mean, they're just throwing dead bodies in these rooms. So I tried to clear, I tried to take sage, and I just got like my knees just got really, they started to get really painful just saying all this. So it's like, yeah, it's still very like the energy is still pulling, it's still alive. Um, Basically, I've tried like if you try to go in and cleanse these places, you'll get kicked out. And they don't even want, and look, you something's going on with you right now, Rob. It's
Well,
like something was just crawling over your shoulder. Um, I don't know if you felt that. Did you see that? You feel your left shoulder.
oh yeah, it does. But then I know it felt like it cleared.
Okay.
I don't know if it's something still there or what. Like, yeah, like
Mm. We're just like opening up something, I think, just having this conversation. But it's because there's a lot of reversal field holographics that are active in these star forts, which it's not how it's supposed to be, because these technologies are they're meant to be used by, you know, good ultra terrestrial energies. They've been weaponized on this earth. The Tartaria technology has been weaponized, essentially. Um,
yeah, I got a question from Sovereign Cosmic Wildman. He says, "Does she happen to know anything about these domes over design areas? Are they made like with frequencies energy?" He says.
Domes over design areas like the Golden Dome or what kind of dome?
I'm not sure what he means. He didn't say. Sovereign Cosmic Wildman, if you could tell us, that'd be great.
Oh,
Yeah.
my dog's barking. There's fireworks going off outside of my house right now. Happy New Year somewhere.
It's how about this? When I went outside, I was like working on the shows tonight, and I wasn't even paying attention. Then I like before right before we started, I went out to smoke real quick, and it's a blizzard here, by the way. It's an absolute blizzard. Like not a blizzard, but it's pretty bad. It's coming down. Like I wish I could take my camera and show you guys out the window. Like what it looks like. It's like. Yeah, I won't even be able to leave for a couple days. Like I mean, the road should be clear tomorrow, but still, like it's gonna be bad. Like I didn't think this was happening. Like it came out of nowhere. Or maybe they predicted it. The weather's so weird, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy. I feel, I feel bad for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I told someone the other day, I said, I would never know what it's like to live, like, have a Christmas in, like, a warm area. Like, everywhere I've ever lived in my life has always been like a cold winter, cold Christmas, like, it's always, like, and you'd think that I would travel to, like, warm places during the winter, but I don't. I usually stick out the coldness and stuff, It's crazy. Like, some of
Yeah.
the.
Uh, well, you can always come down to Florida. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cold. We do have cold days. But they're just like wear a jacket, you
Yeah.
know, but we're not getting like snow. We did get snow one day last winter, and everybody like really was like, "Oh my gosh, this was so rare. This never happens." It was really weird. Everything shut down, But other than that, like we have sunny days. Like today was a sunny day. Like I could take my top off and just put my bathing suit top on and get a tan today.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy that you can do
Yeah.
that in the middle of winter, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I do that a lot. I go lay out in the sun. But I still have to turn my heater on sometimes. But yeah, mostly it's
You
pretty good.
you feel like
Uh
the sun's still rough, by the way? Like, like last summer, the first couple times I went out in the sun, I got brutally burnt. Like, because it was like, it seems like the sun's like spitting out more power now or something. Like, you're probably used to it because you probably tan all the time, but like,
No, I don't get used to it. Like my skin is fragile too. Like I have to. No, the sun is brutal here. It's a whole different beast. The sun is a different beast down here in Florida. Like in the summer, you have to be really careful because it will destroy you.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that happened to me before. Yeah, that happened to me. I got burnt really bad in North Carolina, but then also because they're closer to the equator, and so is Florida. You're close to the equator. It's like you burn like yeah, that happened before. And when I come down there for the conferences, I realize this it's insane. It's like over like 100 degrees some days. You know what I mean? It's almost unbearable. You have to like stay in. You know what someone told me? Someone told me that a lot of people stay inside during the day, while it's like really hot, and then people come out in the evening. And that's what someone at the conference.
Yeah. Yeah. I do a lot of night swimming in my pool actually because it's so hot. I mean, it's almost 100 degrees in the summer. It's a hot tub.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have a salt pool, you said? It's a salt
Uh-huh.
water?
Yeah, salt pool.
I love saltwater pools. Those are cool.
Yeah, and it channels so much nymph and like siren and mermaid spirit energy. I have mermaids that just come in and out of my house. I mean, they just come through the back door. Uh, Like they're just they just hang out in my house. I'm not kidding you. They hang out in my house. I like it's a full-on mermaid party here.
Oh, by the way, Slavka's in Florida right now. Remember Slavka? We did the show with her. Like, she went to go back like Tepe. You remember we
Mm,
did that?
mm-hmm.
She's somewhere in Florida. Let me see. Um,
Yeah, I'm more north though. I'm in Pensacola, so I'm a Floribamian. I like to say that, Floribamian.
yeah. This is from Eric Pearson. He says, Rob, according to Mary Beaver, Pittsburgh is the U.S. headquarters for the 13 families. Are you helping hold the grid for that critical? He said, did you know you're helping hold the grid for a critical spot? Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh wow. That's big. That may be why we need to do the grid work at the Star Fort by your house then. I was gonna respond to the Golden Dome thing. One of the things that I got that I put in my book actually is I talked about the equatorial crystal belt. So like you were just saying, like we're by the equator. Well, we're kind of by the equator. Let me zoom out. Yeah, I think the equator is a little bit further south. Um, but there, sorry if you can hear my dog barking. He's just like it's the fireworks in the background. He's losing his mind. But the he's like very stimulated easily. Um, there is like a natural organic golden dome that we have, and the equatorial belt basically creates that. It's a natural protection that we have that happens over like the 0 point field of the planet, and it helps to dissolve polarities between North and South Hemisphere. I know I'm probably more in tune with the organic Golden Dome. Besides, this one that's supposed to be protecting us through satellites and, blocking out missiles hitting the United States. I don't like the idea of that being over us. I don't like the idea of it. Apparently, it's already been implemented according to Gene, I believe, but I don't like the idea of it because it's like we're inside of a microwave, basically.
Yeah, I wanted to tell you, I looked up the, so Missy, or I think it was Missy, or it was Pink Bella, one of those two told me that the full moon's on the third, right? But I could feel it ramping up already. Like I could feel it, like I'm starting to get that full moon energy around me. Like I can just tell. Like, but I looked it up real quick. It says the next full moon is the wolf. They're calling it the wolf supermoon. It's a wolf supermoon, and it's on January 3rd, peaking at 5:03 a.m. But I'm telling people now, I think we're already in it. I think we're ramping up towards it, you know, because like
Mhm.
always before a full moon, I always can manifest a little bit, and then during the full moon, I can't manifest anything, and that's how I can gauge when the full moon's going to kick in, and I also can gauge the full moon how people start acting around me, and like if people start acting a little bit erratic or like their behavior's a little bit off, you can tell that we're starting to ramp up into that full moon cycle. There's
Yeah.
other things too, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's I'm starting to, I mean, like, that fascinates me, that like we're so affected by it, I don't know.
Well, I think it just gets us closer to our sentimental side,
Yeah,
like it requires sensitivity and like more availability and communication because I think it creates more misunderstandings because people are deeper into their subconscious and their feelings.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, this is the equator here. So like we're in Florida here, you're up here. Yeah,
Yeah,
so we're still pretty far. Now, I think the closer you get to the equator, the healthier you are, to be
wow.
honest. Like I think for stars, what I've noticed anyways, is star seeds would do better living closer to the equator than farther away from it. It's harder on their body because you get the healthiest dose of the sun. Actually, I think this trajectory that we're getting here is harmful. It's like almost like a harmful ray of it. And you'll notice as you travel closer to the equator, like if you came here, like down here by it, and the sun is huge. The sun is gigantic. Like you could just reach up and touch that thing, and it's just like it's massive. You don't, and you see it in its full color spectrum, the size, the color, everything. It feels more natural, and you don't burn as bad the closer you get to the equator.
Yeah,
You brown naturally. So there is some sort of correlation with the farther away you are, the harsher the sun rays are. And I wonder if
huh.
there's some science behind that. I just don't understand it entirely, but
Yeah, that's interesting though. That's yeah,
yeah. Um, well, I kind of feel like, I don't know, maybe I should talk more about Venezuela. Like I'm really into this right now because I mean, there's so much going on with this.
yeah. We have a
Um,
couple more minutes if you want to talk a little bit about it. It's fine. Yeah,
Yeah, just some of these sacred sites that are there. I think it's important for grid workers right now. If you're like a dedicated grid worker, you definitely want to be tapping into the sacred sites in Venezuela because it's containing the 12D shield, it's containing the tree of life. The archipelago is also very important. This location up here, I think it is Lake Maracaibo and yes, let me tune in here. This is a water basin here. So from this lake to, I believe, like a lot of this region here, and even the Marita. So this is the I believe this is the Andes Mountains. So this is a very powerful passageway, the Andean Mountains, and then Lake Maracaibo. And
oh,
here it is. The Orinoco Basin. This is very significant. Very, very significant. Let me tune in with that because that Orinoco Basin is a planetary water artery. So the South American, indigenous, they call it their spirit highway. It's their memory lines. It's the Venezuelan water spine. So this is where it's governing all the flow of the energy in Venezuela. So, you know, in terms of clearing, in terms of like grid work, you would want to work here to try to release any sort of internal like cohesions that are resisting um, flow, things that are creating, things that are blocking up grief, like because In case y'all know, I mean, the Amazon is the grief. This is the lungs of the planet. So you think about, and I brought this up in my update, you think about all the children that were lost due to fentanyl crisis. You think about basically all the homeless people that have died because of, fentanyl. I mean, it's not just like homeless people and like, people on the streets. It's also like families, like teenage kids that go to parties and do drugs for the first time. Obviously not smart decision, but getting a dose of fentanyl and then passing away. I mean, this has caused massive tragedy all in the US, but not just the US, all over the world. Apparently this fentanyl is coming from China and, Mexico, but
Absolutely.
somehow getting distributed through Venezuela. But I mean, the grief, we all breathe the same air, the same lungs. People forget that, like we're sharing it through every breath and it's getting processed through Mama Amazonia. And so I think this Orinoco Basin here is significant because it's like the first waterway, the first water artery outside of the Amazon. And so it holds a lot of energetic significance to clearing the lungs of Mother Earth. And Rob, I'm telling you, I'm getting like full body chills as I say this. Like my whole body is like lighting up. It's like electricity, like all the way down to my toes. Like I feel like I could shoot a lightning bolt out of my toes right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, it's clearing a lot of darkness here. And I think that's why we're getting called the Venezuela, to be honest with you. I mean, the US carries the Dove codes, the Dove light codes. These are the freedom codes, these are the Christ codes. And it's not that, I'm saying, the Trump is like full on alignment with the white hats because clearly there's a lot of corruption in that administration, but I do feel that there is a force of good that enacts through force of war. Unfortunately, I don't like to even like put those things together in the same sentence because it feels vile. But I do feel like the heart of the tension and the sanctioning here is somehow directly impacted to um, like an energetic, emotional clearing that's happening here. You see, and I get a lot of guardian confirmation with that. I get like guardian energy coming through and saying yes, like that's yeah. And then it's also about oil too. And I think I went over that with you, Rob, maybe one time, like what oil actually represents, what oil actually means. Um, there's a lot of significance around the oil that was really, really important. I think it was yeah, oil represents the control over survival. Oil also represents it's not just viewed as fuel, it's actually fossilized solar life force energy. So oil is actually compressed memory of ancient biological worlds.
Wow.
So yeah, when they're warring over that, it's equate to a struggle over who controls Earth's stored past life force rather than its future solar potential. So whenever you see war over oil, which I don't think it's really about that, but you know, the propaganda and the narrative is going to pin it over that. And honestly, the ding dong reptilians in China are going to make it about that as well, to be honest. And I'm going to say it like that because I feel like I feel like different sectors of the Draco hive has different impressions, right? They're taking different impressions and they're making it about different things. But really it's about a lower density Earth. If this is a 1D, 2D Earth grid clearing right now that's happening in Venezuela. So we need it. We need this clearing to happen in Venezuela. This is a root chakra clearing. And I'm getting like hardcore yeses with that's taking me up to Mount Shasta right now. So something connected to Venezuela is also connected to Mount Shasta. Yeah, root chakra survival matrix, old Atlantean and pre-cataclysm planetary and trauma fields. So war to keep humanity anchored to scarcity, survival, and fossilized time loops instead of transitioning to regenerative planetary systems. So from a guardian lens, it's obviously unresolved planetary trauma, but it's feedback loops into Earth's root and sacral chakra. Even as I say this, is anybody feeling it in their sacral or their root chakra? I'm getting hardcore hits. I'm getting a lot of buzzing going on.
That's interesting. Yeah,
Are you feeling that, Rob? Do
for
you like do
sure.
you ever
Yeah.
get like what it feels like maybe like like an energetic contraction almost, where it like squeezes a little bit. That's what happens to me. I get like a squeeze. When something's like, you know, running like a clear energy line that's it's like a clear resonance.
Yeah, I love that. That's cool. Yeah.
Oh, but this is what I was getting about the Greys. And so this is what I wanted to bring up with Carrie when we do a show with her is now what I'm seeing is that the Greys are coming in because they are, yeah, they're attracted to the oil. They're attracted to the oil because the Greys also like to function as battlefield commanders. They like to function over the battle. So whatever is getting blown up over here in Trinidad and Tobago, the Greys are attracted to this, the narco boats. There's something with the Greys being attracted to the narco boats. Um, they are they see oil as like the gateway to the technocratic control structures because it's a vessel in which they can continue to detach Earth from any sort of empathy. It's a vessel where they can continue to detach the collective because okay, I'm getting a hit. The Greys are aware that the bulk of the collective on Earth is going into a post anti-God realm or an anti-God world. So there's something with this that they are utilizing the oil to optimize life on Earth without soul contracts or soul consideration. There, yeah, this is what I'm getting. That's something why they're connected to the narco boats. Yeah, there's a lot of galactic contracts that are underplaying this whole vortex here. So it's calling in a lot of galactic eyes, you could say. I think a lot of nations are trying to get involved even if they weren't before, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Wow. This is interesting. Yeah, and we're gonna do a whole breakdown on this, guys. We got a show coming up with Gene Decode and Carrie Cassidy, and both of us. So we're gonna do one with Gene and Carrie. Like I'm trying to get the dates set together, But I mean, but so that's not for sure yet. So yeah, we were trying, you
But
know.
we're excited.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is amazing. This is a fun show. I mean, do you want to promote the book one more time before we go or anything, or like
Um, yeah, did you happen to post the link?
it's in the description.
Okay, okay.
So let me see. I can
Yeah, I
tell you
just got
right
the
now.
landing page put up. Um, indigoangel222.com. If you go to my shop, the Guardian Alliance book tab. And yeah, all the information is there. You can for free, you can just be notified at the launch, like to get a free notification when it's officially launched. Or if you would like to pre-order the book, you do save $78. I'm going to be honest with you guys, this isn't a cheap book. It's not a cheap book because it's 10 years of research. There's charts, there's graphs, there's custom graphic designs, there's specific channeled emblems and seals. Like thousands and thousands of dollars went into creating this. It's full color print. Like it's so descriptive. I honestly don't even feel like you would need any other book. Like it is the encyclopedia of Stargates of grid work. It is the Bible of the Guardian Alliance, I feel in a lot of ways. Um, there was just so many times while writing it that I just, yeah, I was in on a journey,
I love it.
So yeah, I recommend the pre-order. The pre-order is official now, so you can pre-order it now, and it's gonna save you. I'm running a discount that saves you $78. The book is 144 plus shipping. It's gonna go up to 222 on 222. So now is the time to get it. Because that price is not gonna come down on 222. So this is I'm kind of like, opening this whole pre-order window up. Um, and yeah, so it'll be shipped to you. You'll have priority shipping, basically. It'll get mailed to you first if you pre-order.
I love it.
And yeah, I'm excited. So
Yeah,
it's
this is huge. This is huge, and we'll have to do another show when they're doing that. I mean, we'll do a lot more, but I mean, like when the book actually releases, we'll do a show for that as well if you want to, you know.
yeah, I'm ready. And so yeah, it's a great time.
Yeah,
It's tomorrow's 2026. I'll see everyone in the new year.
yeah, and I'll see you guys in I guess 30 minutes. I'm gonna go live again. I thought I'm getting a little stressed out about it because I have to send the link to like 20 or 30 people, if not more than that. I gotta make the link and I gotta send it out to a bunch of people. So I'll probably go live at like 9:15 Eastern, guys, or maybe probably 9:15. I've made a list of all the people I'm gonna send it to, and I'm gonna try to get it done. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Mhm.
I just get stressed out about things, you
So
know.
what are you going to offer in the New Year's show for everyone? Just to talk about resolutions and
They can talk about whatever they want. They can talk about their experiences or usually we get really good conversations with people like like bouncing ideas back and forth with each other. Probably talk about predictions and whatever wherever people want to go with it. It'll be a good show for sure. Yeah, like it's just yeah. These are always they always kind of go wherever. So yeah, it should be good for sure. Yeah. Um, so Steven in the chat says, "Congratulations, Indy, you deserve it." You know.
oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Eric Pearson says, "Indigo, keep the kinetics flowing. Rob, keep on rocking it. Love you too. Love this community. Keep coming together. Blood is thicker than oil." Thank you. That was a great quote. Yeah, that was a great. Yeah. Karen Hansen says, "Happy New Year's, brothers and sisters." Yeah, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. We're lucky, we have a really good audience, me and you, between the two of
Yeah.
us. Like we don't get a lot of trolls, and like we have a really good engaging audience.
Well, I just feel like it's family. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel so much when we do shows that I so want to engage with everyone watching even more, like, oh, more comments, more, because it feels like they're just a part of our conversation, as we're
Yeah.
moving through the show. And I do notice some shows that we do, it's harder to, look at the chat or bring those in because we're like, waiting for a pause or waiting for someone to speak. And then it's kind of hard to bring that in. But I want to get better at bringing it in more if we can, Rob. Do you think?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do more next time we do shows. We can even take live calls. I might do that tonight too. I might take some live calls during we'll see. We'll see. I mean, like, yeah, like and then so as far as I know, that Gene Decode and Carrie Cassidy show is on the 6th at 5 p.m. Eastern, unless something changes. So you guys heard it here tonight. We're gonna have Gene Decode and Carrie Cassidy on the same show. I just gotta make sure the time works for Carrie because I think she's in London right now. She said. So I'm not sure. I'm trying to put it together, but I
Yeah, this
mean,
is going to be an interesting show because you said they've done one together before, but
they've done a couple. They know each other. They talk to each other and stuff like that. Yeah, they're kind of buddies. I would say they're like colleagues. Like.
yeah, I would like to be able to show them some of the stuff that I've detailed on Venezuela just because yeah, it would be interesting to get their take.
Yeah, yeah, they're two of the best in the business, I believe. I
Mm-hmm.
honestly do.
Yep, I think so. Just like knowledge, intellect, the ability to see all levels of things. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, yeah. I was kind of looking at the chat. I was looking down at the chat. I was seeing, so many like nice messages, from people. Like Monaic's in the chat. She says, "Happy New Year, amazing souls. Happy New Year, Monaic." Who else is in here? Uh, Anchor Haven says, "Happy New Year. Come back for the next show." Yeah, we'll be live in like 30 minutes probably. You know, somewhere around there.
Okay, well, I'll let you get ready for your show. I'm excited. I'll be
Yeah.
probably in the chat.
Okay. Okay. Well, Happy New Year, Andy, to you and your family, and Happy New Year to everybody out there in the audience. And we'll see you for the next
Happy
show.
New Year. We love you.